embracing change, and that too with courage. Now, let me say, have you ever been super excited about your ice cream only to accidentally drop it on the ground? Or maybe you were looking forward to play outside, but it started to rain. Or we can say you were fully dressed up, you know, getting ready for the shopping spree you were waiting for, and the weather changed. Or let's say your car broke down. So there's a hindrance in your smooth functioning of that day. And then you might need to, some tweaks, do the tweaks. So these are like small changes that happen to all of us. But sometimes bigger changes come our way. Moving to a new school, maybe losing a friend, or as we say, females when they get married, they have to change the house. Uh, all together, the whole life changes, or even simple growing up. So today, let's talk about something we all face: this change, and more importantly, how we can face it with courage, because that's more important. Now, change can actually feel like putting on someone else's shoes. Yes, weird and uncomfortable at first, because not everybody can welcome change instantly. Because our brains are actually wired to be suspicious of new things. Yes, think about your morning routine. Maybe you wake up, brush your teeth, eat breakfast, and head to school or work. It feels good because you know exactly what's coming next. So your brain loves that. It's like walking on a path you've traveled 1,000 times. But when change happens, it's like someone suddenly puts a giant rock in the middle of that path. And your brain goes, wow, this wasn't part of the plan. And that's why change can make our hearts beat faster and palms get sweaty. Yeah. There's a teenager named Sumit. I know, once told me how scared he was when his family decided to move to a different city. He worried about making new friends and finding his way around a new school. Everything familiar was being left behind. That feeling of, I don't know what's going to happen next, is what makes change so scary. Yeah. And if I may ask, Malika ji, when she shifted from India to US for the very first time, what was her feeling? Because that was a huge change, leaving family, leaving friends back home. If she wants to share something, please unmute yourself. We are all ears.
Um, as expected, it had been the biggest change in my life, other than the other big changes, going into a new family and trying to find myself. So I'm still trying to find myself after being here for so long. So I think that journey is something that would be an ongoing process.
Right,
But
right.
it's an adventure as
Yes, change can be adventurous. Very true, very true. But see, here's a fun fact to it. Trying to control everything in life is like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. So imagine you're floating down a river. You have two choices. You can fight against the current, trying to swim upstream and getting tired and frustrated. Or you can learn to float, steering gently when needed and trusting the flow of the water. So life is a lot like that river. Change will come whether we fight it or not. The trick is learning when to steer and when to flow. My neighbor, Mrs. Mehra, lost a job after working at the same company for 15 years. So it was a big, sudden change. But instead of panicking, she took a deep breath and said, "Well, I guess it's time to try something new." And today, she runs a small bakery from her home and says she's never been happier. Even in our society, she's known as the cake woman, and kids love her. So she chose to trust the flow. But there's a simple equation. Everybody wants growth, but how to get that? So actually, growth has an equation behind it: discomfort plus consistency. Yes. If one wants growth in his life or in her life, consistency must be there and they must be ready to face that discomfort. Only then the growth will come. Like we say about any new learning. Learning to ride a bicycle, the first time you tried, you fell down, maybe you scraped your knees. It was uncomfortable, maybe even painful, but you got back on day after day. And soon you were zooming down the street with the biggest smile on your face. That's how growth works. So when I was your age, I was terrified of speaking in front of people. Not long time back, it was the case. My voice would shake, my face would turn red, and I would forget everything. Because it was so scary. But each time I did it anyway, it got a bit easier. The discomfort never completely goes away. It's I still get butterflies in my stomach, but I learned that and learned that butterflies mean I'm growing. So begin to respect that feeling, begin to love that feeling. So let's do something together right now. I would request all of you to close your eyes for a moment and think about three changes in your life that seemed scary at first, but made you feel better at the end. Please try it out. Close your eyes and just remember three changes which were scary at first, but eventually they changed your life. Or we can say you felt happier. Because might be starting a new job, or perhaps you're trying a new food that looked weird but tasted amazing, or you made a new friend when you felt shy. So each of these changes, they should be teaching you something important, that you are stronger than you think. You've always, or we can say already faced changes and survived. Not just survived, you have grown. So please open your eyes. So how does that feel? Anybody wants to share? Preeti ji, do you want to share how you felt? Please unmute yourself.
I felt better because I had started a new venture from home. I'm cooking doklas and everything. I was scared
Arre wow.
first how to
Cool.
grow. Yeah.
Cool.
But eventually it took off and I was really happy doing that. Until today, even if I'm busy full day, but if I get an order, I'm very happy and I feel that I'm relaxed doing that work.
Right, right, right. Thank you. Thank you, Preeti ji,
Thank
for
you.
sharing this.
Yeah.
Anybody else would like to share?
Malika ji wanted to share.
Okay, yeah, Mallika ji, please.
Um, Obviously, the first challenge is getting used to life here, like trying to find everything once again, be it the community, be it exactly what is the purpose of my life here, having left everything back home, which was already set. So, on top of that, I think the most important growth factor for me is overcoming my fear of speed and finally getting to drive confidently here. It's a different ball game here. I know
Right,
in
right.
India it's still different, but even here it's quite challenging that you
Ye-
have to be up to speed. You have to remember a number of things and not make a mistake, or else it will be fatal. So God forbid, but still that is something that I'm very, very happy about that I tried, which was not easy, but I've took up that challenge. Yes.
But I'm sure you are loving
Thank
that
you.
experience of driving here.
Yes. It's a
Good, good.
necessity for sure.
Yes, 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 yes.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Kamna ji, would you like to share something?
One thing which I want to share that 3 years back, when I do not have job and I was looking for a job, so I got an opportunity to be working in the BPO. No matter whether it is very huge IT company, but I grabbed the opportunity because I don't want to be like leave it very easy. So uh, in the starting, I was just scaring. I never worked for BPO where I just put a headset on my ear all of the means throughout the shift. But that 2 years experience when I was speaking with the altogether the people of the United States. So it's helped me in my in boosting my confidence where maybe I was not able to speak in a very confident way. So it helped me. So I like finally realized that yes, this is the way where I like enhance myself in part of speaking. So yeah, that is something which where I was earlier scaring, and then I got a confidence.
Right, right, right. Thank you. Thank you, Kamna ji, for sharing this. So, see how all of us are embracing change. Changes are bound to happen in our life. And when we embrace them with courage, life becomes better for us. So, how do we face new changes with courage? Let me share a simple toolkit with all of you. One, when something of that sort of occurs, take deep breaths because when change makes you nervous, 3 deep breaths can calm your brain down. Number two, talk about it. Sharing your worries with someone you trust makes them less scary. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. The number three, take baby steps. You don't have to do everything at once. Small steps still move you forward. Number four, celebrate tries, not just wins. Yes, trying is more important because that's part of the journey. Win is the outcome. When you'll keep on trying, the journey will continue. So every time you try something new, give yourself a high five, even if it doesn't work out perfectly. And last, remember your I did it moments. Keep a mental collection of times you've successfully handled change before. So you are an action taker in yourself. You become an achiever in your own way. So change isn't something that happens to us. It's an invitation to become better versions of yourself. And that's why we keep on trying. As my mentor has always said, that version 1 is better than version none. So let us not be afraid of that change because it will bring about the growth that we are aspiring for. So, like a caterpillar doesn't know it'll become a butterfly, we often can't see the beautiful transformation waiting on the other side of the change. So, my final thought for you today is the most amazing things in a life are waiting just beyond your comfort zone. The friends you haven't met yet, the talents you haven't discovered, or the person you're capable of becoming. They are all waiting for you on the other side of change. I challenge you this week to do one thing that feels like a change, something small but new. Maybe talk to someone different at lunch, or try a new hobby, or help with the chore you usually avoid. Then notice how it feels to stretch yourself just a little bit. And remember, you were born to adapt, to grow, to change. It's not just something you can do, it's who you are. Thank you. Thank you for joining.